Hello student, good morning. I am Dr. Ajay Kumar Sinha, Professor of Chemistry. Today I am going to discuss more about atomic structure. I want to give additional information on this chapter. First additional information on this chapter means atomic structure. Actually, I am reviewing the atomic structure and main points already I have discussed. Now I am going to discuss more about this chapter. Number of waves in an orbit is equal to what? Number of waves in an orbit is equal to circumference of the orbit divided by wavelength. This is a very, very important point. Important information. Number of waves in an orbit is equal to circumference of that orbit divided by wavelength, and that is equal to 2 pi r divided by lambda. 2 pi r is circumference of that orbit. 2 pi r divided by lambda, that is equal to number of waves of in an orbit. Number of waves in an orbit is equal to circumference of that orbit divided by wavelength, and that is equal to 2 pi r divided by lambda. And again you can tell in other way also. 2 pi r divided by lambda is equal to h upon mv. Lambda, in the place of lambda you can put the value h upon mv, momentum, mass into velocity. Lambda is equal to h upon mv. And now new relation you got 2 pi r divided by h upon mv. Now just simplify it. Then now mv will go upside. Then you will get 2 pi mvr divided by h. 2 pi into mvr divided by h. Now again you put the value of mvr. mvr is equal to nh upon 2 pi, nh upon 2 pi. Then you will get relation 2 pi nh upon 2 pi divided by h. And so again after simplification, what will happen? 2 pi will be cancelled, h will be cancelled. You will get only n, a small n. Okay, number of orbit, only n. It means number of waves in an orbit is equal to n, a small n, number of orbit. Correct? Now second important information, additional information, calculation of radii orbits. Calculation of radii of orbits in hydrogen-like particles. Calculation of radii of orbits in hydrogen-like particles. Then now here how will you get the value of radii of orbit? Now I am going to tell you. You can tell derivation. Actually, this is very, very useful during calculation of radii of an orbit. Then here starting point is we know electrostatic force of attraction. Electrostatic force of attraction is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into ZE square divided by R square. Here this 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught you can consider as a constant k, small k. Then you will get k into ZE square divided by R square, where k is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, in which epsilon naught is permittivity of free space. As for example, air upon vacuum. Here epsilon naught is a permittivity, not permittivity of free space, that is air divided by vacuum, and this value is a constant. And what is its value? Its value is k is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to 1 upon, now 4, pi value you can put 22 divided by 7, epsilon naught its value is 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12 per joule coulomb square per minute. Correct? This is the value of permittivity constant, that is the air divided by vacuum. Again that value I am telling you, that is 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12 per joule say coulomb square per minute. Correct? And after solving all this, you will get 9 into 10 to the power 9 joule minute, joule per meter, not minute, per meter. After solving, you will get 9 into 10 to the power 9 joule meter per coulomb. Okay, that is the K value. 9 into 10 to the power 9 joule meter per coulomb. Okay, again I am telling you how we will get the K value. K value that is equal to, for air divided by vacuum, that value is 9 into 10 to the power 9 joule meter per coulomb. But here how did you get this value? Then after putting the value of pi and epsilon naught, pi value is 22 divided by 7 and epsilon naught value is 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12 per joule centimeter square per meter. Okay, and in CGS units of K is taken as 1. You remember, in CGS units of K is considered as or taken as 1. Then this I discussed about the K value. Electrostatic force of attraction is equal to, I told you, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into ZE square divided by R square. R is radius, Z is the charge, E is the you can say this charge on electron. Okay, charge, E is equal to charge, and after that 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to K. Then what is remaining? ZE square divided by R square. Okay, then now after that this I discussed about the electrostatic force of attraction. Electrostatic force of attraction is equal to K into ZE square divided by R square, where K is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9 joule meter per coulomb. Now centrifugal force. What is the centrifugal force? Then centrifugal force is equal to mv square divided by R. This is an important relation. centrifugal force is equal to mv square divided by r, and electrostatic force of attraction is equal to k into z square divided by r square. Okay, already I had discussed in details. Now, as the two forces balance each other, hence you can write k into z square divided by r square, that is equal to mv square divided by r. Then now r square and r is there, then 1 r will cancelled. Then what you will get? You will get, after solving, you will get mvr. Here one more relation you have to apply here. Before getting further relation, one more relation you should remember. Already I have discussed. mvr is equal to n into h upon 2 pi. Correct? Now this is the third relation. Already in the beginning I have discussed that mvr is equal to n into or nh upon 2 pi, you can tell, or n into h upon 2 pi. Then now when you will equate two forces, that is the electrostatic force of attraction, that is equal to centrifugal force. If both expression you will write, then k into ze square divided by r square is equal to mv square divided by r. Now I told you mvr is equal to n into h upon 2 pi. Then now here what you will do, after simplification two forces, after simplifying two forces, you will get expression for r. You will get expression for r after putting the value of mvr is equal to n into h upon 2 pi. Correct? After simplification of two forces, you have balanced it. If you simplify and if you put the value of mvr is equal to n upon h, mvr is equal to n into h upon 2 pi, then you will get expression for r, radius expression, which you wanted. Then r is equal to, you will get r is equal to n square divided by, r is equal to n square into h square divided by 4 pi square m ze square k, ze square k. Correct? And now after that, what is common you keep outside. Then here n square and z both are constant. You can tell variable. You can keep it out because number of orbit can be different. And z also value plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus like that also can vary. Charge, z is equal to charge. Then both you can keep outside. N square divided by z you keep outside. Then in bracket what is remaining, that you can write. Then what will remain? H square will remain upside, and down you will get 4 pi square m e square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught you will get after putting the value of k. K value was there, but k value is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. That value also you keep in the expression. Expression you got r is equal to main expression, you got n square into h square divided by 4 pi square m ze square k. Then here k value you are putting. K value is equal to 1 upon 4 epsilon naught. And n square divided by z you keep outside because both are variable. Both value may be different. Then in bracket you can write what is remaining, that you can write. That is the h square divided by 4 pi square m e square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught you will get. Okay. Now here for each atom, what will be the Z value? Then Z is equal to 1. Atomic number of hydrogen is 1. For each atom, Z is equal to 1. For the lowest orbit, a small n is equal to 1. Means now you can put value for both. Z atomic number actually, Z is atomic number. Then atomic number for hydrogen 1, and for the orbit, smallest orbit, n is equal to 1. Then after putting these two value, what you will get? The radius of the first orbit of each atom, that is called Bohr radius. Bohr radius. Radius of the first orbit of each atom, called Bohr radius, is given by, you will get R0. Bohr radius is considered as a R0. Then R0 is equal to, now n is equal to 1, z is equal to 1, then finally it will be 1. Then in bracket what is remaining? H square divided by 4 pi square m e square. M is the mass, correct? M is the mass of electron. E is the charge. Okay. Then finally you will get R0 is equal to H square divided by 4 pi square m e square. Only this you will get. And after putting all this value, for pi value, for m value, for e value, h value, h is the Planck constant, h. Then after writing all this value, finally you will get R0 is equal to 0.529 angstrom. 0.529 angstrom. Okay, this relation you should know, this value always in examination, this question is asked. What is the, you can say, Bohr's radius? Bohr radius value is, now you calculate R0 is equal to 0.529 angstrom. And this is for the first orbit. And for the nth orbit of each atom, that is called Rn, a small r, a small n, Rn. N means as nth orbit. Then again, here you can write 0.0529 n square angstrom, because now in formula n square divided by z was there. Then for the hydrogen, z is equal to 1, atomic number, and for nth orbit now you have to write n square. Then for the first orbit, for Bohr's orbit you got the value 0.529 angstrom. Then for the nth value, n square you have to write, n square divided by z was there, z is equal to 1, but n square will be there. Hence finally you will get Rn is equal to 0.529 n square angstrom. Or for the hydrogen-like particles, what you will get? Hydrogen-like particles means charge. Sometimes like helium, 1 positive charge. Lithium, 1 positive charge, 2 positive charge. Then you will get only 1 electron you will get. In helium, you know that 2 electrons are there. Then He 1 plus means it will come like a hydrogen. Hydrogen has only 1 electron. Then He 1 plus means same things. He 1 plus means you are talking about H plus, H only. Because in helium only 1 electron will remain. That is like a hydrogen. And lithium Li 2 plus. Then now again out of, in lithium 3 electrons are there, 2 gone. 2 plus is there, then only 1 will remain. Then these two are called hydrogen-like atom. Then for this type of atom, means H-like atom, what will be the Rn value? Then Rn is equal to now 0.529. Now n square by z you have to write angstrom, because n value may differ. N value may differ, and z sometimes may be 1 plus 1, sometimes may be plus 2. Hence you write z only. According to the question, you can put the value. If it is a plus 1, then z is equal to write 1. If n is equal to 2, then write 2. 2 power 2. If it only it will work as a 1 or 2. N is equal to maybe 1 or it may be 2. Correct? Or any value, whatever is given, you can write. Then for hydrogen-like particles, Rn is equal to 0.529 n square divided by z angstrom. This is again very, very important question asked in examination. Okay, because sometimes they will give the value for n, hydrogen-like. Then I told you common example He1 plus, lithium 2 plus. Correct? Other also may be there. That's why z accordingly you can write plus 1, plus 2, plus 3 means 1, 2, 3 value you can write as per question. N also may be 1, n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, like that way. Just example I am telling you, if orbit is equal to 1, n is equal to 1, then what will be the radius? Then radius will be 0.529 angstrom. If n is equal to 2, then what will be the value? Value will be, after putting the value in the formula, okay, now n is equal to 2, then now you will get value of radius in angstrom 2.116. If n is equal to 3, then 3 power 3, 3 power 2, 9. 2 was there that time, 4, 2 power 2, 4. Then after putting the value and multiplying it by 0.529 angstrom, now you will get 4.761. If n is equal to 4, then 4 power 2. 4 power 2 means 16 into 0.529. You will get 8.464. Correct? And if 5, then 0.529 n square angstrom, that is the formula. If 5, then 5 power 5 in 25 into 0.529, you will get 13.225 angstrom. Then this I have discussed about the calculation of radius of orbits in H-like particles, hydrogen-like particles. Now I am going to discuss velocity. How will you calculate velocity of electrons? Velocity of electron, because electron will be moving in orbit, different orbit. Then what will be their velocity? How will you calculate? Then I am telling you now, calculation of velocity of electron. See here, now see the relation what I discussed, same relation you will use. In relation I have discussed k into ze square divided by r square is equal to mb square divided by r. And another relation I discussed, mbr is equal to n into h upon 2 pi. Then here velocity term is there. Then by using these two relations, you can calculate the value of, you can get the expression for velocity. Then here from the above equation what I discussed now, it can be derived that n means velocity of electron in the nth orbit, maybe one first orbit, maybe second orbit, maybe third orbit. Then v means velocity, a small v n. You will get 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2 pi ze square divided by nh. How you will get this? Then you will get by use of two expression what I discussed, that is the centrifugal force I discussed, electrostatic force I discussed, both you have equated, means K into ZE square divided by R square, that is equal to mv square divided by R. And another relation, mvr is equal to n into h upon 2 pi. Then by using these two equations, after simplifying, you will get velocity expression Vn, okay, n small n, V, and now down you can write a small n. Then that is the velocity for electron of nth orbit. Then you will get, again I am repeating, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into 2 pi ZE square divided by NH. Again, after putting the all values, you will, or simply you can also write 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into 2 pi ZE square divided by NH. That also you can write 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. For that you can write K. Then you will get K into 2 pi ZE square divided by NH. In the place of 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, you write only K. Then you will get K into 2 pi ZE square divided by NH. Again, Z and N keep it outside. Then in bracket, what will remain? After these things, Z and N, if you will keep it outside, then you will get in bracket 2 pi E square and divided by K. After here K value you are writing, correct? K was there, na? K into 2 pi ZE square divided by NH. This is the one type of expression. Now after putting K value, means 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, you will get, and keeping Z and N, Z upon N outside, you will get 2 pi E square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught divided by H, correct? Divided by H, because down N into H was there. Then N you have kept outside, hence down only H was remaining, and up, and K value was 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Hence after putting the value K, obviously you will get 2 pi E square. Down you will get 4 pi epsilon naught, and also down you will write H. Now after putting the value, all values, means pi value, E value, after putting, actually pi value will cancel because 2 pi E square is there, upside down 4 pi epsilon naught into H is there. Then pi will cancel, and 2 and 4 is there, that also 2 into 2, that will cancelled, down 2 will remain, okay? Means after putting, simply I am telling you pi value you put, E value you put, but pi will cancel, then need not required to put the value. 2 means E value you have to put, and epsilon naught value you have to put. Then after that you will get Z upon N, you have already kept outside. Then after putting these two value, pi E value and epsilon naught value, after putting, you will get 2.188 into 10 to the power 8, you will get, means Z upon N. Z upon N into 2.188 into 10 to the power 8 centimeter per second. This is the centimeter per second, means velocity, centimeter per second. Z upon N into 2 into 1 point, Z upon N into 2.188 into 10 to the power 8 centimeter per second. Now if you are knowing the value of Z and N value, orbit number, then you can calculate Means atomic number value we are knowing, and n value are knowing. Z charge also, sometimes it's called charge also. Just like Li1, He1 charge 1 plus, and Li2 plus. That time Z is equal to 1 or 2. Atomic number also it is considered. Then now after putting Z and n value, then you can calculate the velocity of electron in nth orbit. N value you can put, and for which atom you are considering atomic hydrogen-like atom, hydrogen-like particles. Then accordingly Z value you can put either 1 or 2. Okay. Then for H atom putting Z is equal to 1, it can be seen that velocity of electron in the first orbit n is equal to 1. Now Z and n both are 1 of H atom. You will get 1 upon 1/37th nth of the velocity of light. If we will compare with the light of velocity of electron of H atom in first orbit. Electron in first orbit of H atom and velocity of light, if both you will compare, then electron velocity will be less. How much less? Then ratio you can tell 1 upon 137. 1 upon 1/37th of velocity of light. And simply if Z and n value will put, then you will get Z is equal to also 1, n is equal to 1, so 1 for first orbit. For first orbit and n is equal to 1, you will get simply 2.188 into 10 to the power 8 centimeter per second. And if you will compare with velocity of light, then you will get 1 upon 1/37th of velocity of light. One upside down 1/37th of the velocity of light. Then this is the relation between both electron velocity and velocity of light. 1 upon 1/37. Also you can if you put k is equal to 1, k value is in CGS system. K is equal to 1, you remember, CGS, centimeter gram second. In that unit, k value is 1. Then after putting k is equal to 1, we will get V square. V, actually already I have discussed the equation k into Z is ZE square divided by R square, that is equal to mv square divided by R. That balancing of two forces, centrifugal force and electrostatic force. That time this you have written. Then from that you can say from this equation you can get, if you put k is equal to 1, then you will get V square is equal to ZE square divided by MR. This also shortcut formula you will get. After putting k is equal to 1 and simplifying, you will get V square, that is equal to ZE square divided by MR. Then what is the V value? Under root ZE square divided by MR. Okay, under root V velocity is equal to, or you can write simply in the velocity will be proportional to 1 upon under root R, because R is down. R is proportionality sign if you want. V square is equal to ZE square divided by MR. Then here Z value is constant, E value is constant, mass of electron is constant. Then you can write only R is remaining down. Then V square is equal to 1 upon R. if you will keep all the things constant, Z, E and M, then proportionality sign will come. V square will be, you can say, directly inversely proportional to 1 upon under root R. Correct? V square is equal to, here you will get V square is equal to Z E square divided by M. That is a constant. Hence you can write proportionality sign. Then V square, sign of proportionality, 1 upon R. Hence V is equal to what? V is equal to, that is the under root 1 upon R. Then you can write 1 under root 1 upon R. Then a square root of 1 will be 1 only. Then finally you will get V is proportional to 1 upon under root R. V is proportional to 1 upon under root R radius. Okay, this is again important relation. Question is asked directly how R and V is related, you can tell easily. Now next important terms I am telling you, number of revolution of an electron per second in the nth orbit. How many times in 1 second, how many times, because electron speed is more. Then number of revolution of an electron per second. In 1 second many times it will revolve. It will revolve many times. Then what are the number? The number of revolution of an electron per second in the nth orbit. N may be 1, 2, 3, 4, anything. Then for that formula is there, velocity of electron divided by circumference. Common formula. Velocity of electron divided by circumference. Then velocity of electron is equal to V. V, M you can write. M means here velocity of electron. And divided by conference is equal to what? 2 pi Rn. 2 pi Rn. Rn means, N means nth orbit. R means radius. Circumference is equal to 2 pi R, you know. 2 pi Rn. Velocity of electron, you can write a Vm, and circumference is equal to 2 pi Rn. Hence you will get number of revolution. You know, this in every time, what is the circumference? One time it will move means means circumference, one round completed. Correct? One round completed means distance of circumference completed. Then if you divide by circumference, then you will get number of revolution. The number of revolution is equal to velocity of electron divided by 2 pi Rn. And Rn, N may be first orbit, second orbit, third orbit. Depends upon question. Next point I am going to discuss calculation of energy of the electron. Actually always 3 expression question based on 3 expression is asked. All I have discussed. First it will be asked for radius, second for velocity, and third they will ask for revolution, and fourth important, very important, that is the calculation of energy of the electron. Electron energy will vary. In first orbit its energy will be different. In second orbit its energy will be different. Third different. Fourth different. Okay. Then how will you calculate energy of electron? Then here capital E means energy. For which orbit? En. En means nth orbit. N may be first orbit, N may be second, third, fourth. That's why in general we can write En. Then En energy includes 2 parts, kinetic energy and potential energy. Ke means kinetic energy plus potential energy, Pe. If you will add both, then you will get total energy. Then En is equal to Ke plus Pe, kinetic energy plus potential energy. Then now we put the value of both. kinetic energy is equal to formula you know, half mv square. Kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. And potential energy, then potential energy is equal to minus, already I have discussed, minus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught ZE square divided by R. That is potential energy. You remember, kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Potential energy is equal to minus, you can write because work is done, then 1 upon 4 pi E epsilon naught, 4 pi epsilon naught into ZE square divided by R. Already I have discussed. Then both you add kinetic energy and potential energy. Then plus minus minus, because potential energy is minus. Hence you will get minus half mv square minus kZE square R. Means 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught keep as a k. Then you will get minus kZE square divided by R. Then this is the actually energy, total energy. Now here you can write one more relation. Already I told you that this thing, after equating both forces, k into z square divided by r square is equal to mv square divided by r. This always you remember. And second, mvr is equal to n into h upon 2 pi. Both equations are very, very important. These two relations are very, very important. Here you will use. Okay. Now this half mv square, this you got total energy is equal to half mv square minus kZE square divided by r. Correct? Then now you can get it from this equation. You will get half mv square is equal to kZE square divided by 2r. This you got with the help of that above two equation relation, k into ZE square divided by r square, that is equal to mv square by r, and other relation mvr is equal to n into h upon 2 pi. Then by using this, applying these two equation, and here after keeping here in total energy, potential energy, in there you have to put value of k into ZE square divided by r. If you will put here, means you have to put the value of actually k kinetic energy, potential energy, in total energy, kinetic energy plus potential energy. You got half mv square minus k into ZE square divided by r. Then here actually for this expression k into ZE square divided by r, what is the value of this? You will get it from the above two equation. Then that value will be, you will get finally, you will get even your k is common in both, then ZE square, he actually only 2 will come finally. Finally here in expression potential energy, k into ZE square divided by r is there, but here you are getting 2r, down you are getting 2r. Half mv square is equal to kZE square divided by 2r, you will get 1 2 will come down. How it will come? Then it will come by simplifying these two equations. That is the relation k into ZE square by r square divided by mv square by r, and mvr is equal to n into h upon 2 pi. Considering this, only first one only will consider, then you will get half mv square. Value of half mv square you can calculate from the above what I discussed, half mv square value. Then you will get half mv square value is equal to k into ZE square divided by 2r. You will get half mv square value you got now. Then now here half mv square value is equal to k z e square divided by 2r. Then in this expression, total kinetic energy, which was 2 part half mv square minus k z e square divided by r. Correct? In this expression, half mv square value now you got from the above equation, that is the k into z square divided by 2r. You half mv square value have to put here from the above equation. Okay, leave it z k into z e square by r value, leave it. Half mv square value you deduct from the above equation, means equating two forces. From there you can get the value of half m. By using two above two equation, you will get the value of half mv square is equal to k into z e square over 2r. Then in this expression, half mv in the place of half mv square, now you write k into z e square divided by 2r, and already minus k into z e square over r is there. And after that, after substituting this value, half mv square value, and simplifying, what you will get, then you will get for each atom you will get En value, because half mv square value you have put, and already that one another part, potential energy part is there, that is the k into z e square divided by r. Just to now simplify, then you will get minus k square 2 pi square m z square e4 divided by n square h square you will get. Correct? Again I am telling you, En for each atom, En is equal to minus k square 2 pi square m z square e4 divided by n square h square. Here again, just z square and n square you can keep it outside, and then what you will get in bracket, what will remain, 2 pi square m e4 divided by h square, and k value will put, because outside k square was there, then 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught also you can write in here. Then down you will get 4 pi epsilon naught square down you can write. Okay. Then finally En is equal to, you will got minus z square divided by n square in bracket 2 pi square m e4 and down 4 pi epsilon naught square h square. Okay. And if you want to write that whole things, this also you can write e square and 4 pi epsilon naught whole as a square also you can write, no problem. Anyway you can write, only you have not done anything, you have simply put the value of k is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, but here is a k square, hence all thing will be in a square. Down will be 4 pi epsilon naught square simply. Then now you got final expression, that is equal to minus z square divided by n square in bracket 2 pi square m e4 and down h square into 4 pi epsilon naught square. And after putting the value of z for a hydrogen atom, z is equal to 1, and n you leave it, maybe for first order, second order, first orbit, second orbit, third orbit, n you write only n, then n square, and after putting all value, pi value, mass of electron, charge on electron, pi value, epsilon naught value, if all value will put, h value means Planck constant value, If you will put all value, then you will get minus 21.78 into 10 to the power minus 19 divided by n square joule per atom. Correct? This is the for hydrogen atom total En, total energy. En value is equal to minus 21.76 into 10 to the power minus 19 divided by n square joule per atom. Actually, this question is important. This relation is very, very important. In question they will ask, they will give n value. Then you have to calculate En value. En. After getting the n value, a small n, orbit number, just you divide it, make it a square. Whatever is orbit number. Because it is n square. Means if it is 2, then 4. Divided by 4. If 9, then if 3, then 9 you divide. Correct? Like that way, minus 21.78 into 10 to the power minus 19 divided by n square. This is the relation, joule per atom. This you mug up this relation, because if you know this value, quickly can solve the question. And also this is the joule. If you want to write in kilojoule, then divide it. Kilojoule per mole, it is the joule per atom. But you know Avogadro number is equal to 1 mole. Avogadro number. Then atom, that is just like a particle. Then this is the joule per atom. If you want to write in kilojoule per mole, Avogadro number is equal to 1 mole. Remember, then that time you will get minus 1312 divided by n square kilojoule per mole. Again, very, very important relation. That is the En for each atom in kilojoule. What is the value? Minus 1312 divided by n square kilojoule per mole. Both relation you keep in mind. And for hydrogen-like particles, what will the value of En? Then that time Z square into En. Z square, whatever En value is there, just to multiply by Z square. Charge square, hydrogen like helium 1 plus, He 1 plus, then their Z is equal to 1. Then relation is, in that case, for hydrogen-like particles, En is equal to, that is equal to Z square En. Z square En. Now, one more derivation now I want to discuss. Okay. Today's last derivation I am going to discuss. That is the Rydberg formula. RYD. Rydberg. BERGS. Rydberg's formula. Derivation of Rydberg's formula. What is actually Rydberg? That you should understand. A line actually is a wave number. Okay, first understand these things. For what is the these things? Rydberg, actually that is you are knowing this energy also you can tell. You will calculate actually wave number. Wave number you will calculate. Correct? Then what is that formula? Formula is first only I will tell the formula, then it will be easy to understand or remembering. Actually, it's a final formula. That is the formula is nu bar means wave number. Wave number is equal to RZ square in bracket 1 upon N1 square minus 1 upon N2 square for H-like particles, for hydrogen-like particles. Wave number is equal to RZ square, R, that is actually constant, Rydberg constant R. Then wave number is equal to RZ square in bracket 1 upon N1 square minus 1 upon N2 square. This is the actually formula. Wave number is equal to Rz square. R is the Rydberg constant. Then how this value came, how this relation came, now I am going to discuss. A line in a spectrum is observed when an electron jumps from one energy level to another. That you know, when electron will jump from one energy level to another, a line in a spectrum you will get. A line in the spectrum is observed when an electron jumps from one energy level to another. The difference of energy of two energy level means two orbit. Energy level means orbit. The difference of energy is emitted as a photon frequency. Means suppose third to second. Then what was the energy of third and what was the energy of second? That difference that will come out in the form of a line. In the form of line. Correct? A line will you will get, and that is the wave you can tell. Then that what will be its energy? Then difference of these two orbit. Suppose that orbit, higher orbit was E2, lower orbit was E1. Then E2 minus E1. Then that energy it will emit. Again you listen, a line in the spectrum is observed when an electron jumps from one energy level to another. The difference of energy is emitted as a photon of frequency nu. That time frequency will give one frequency. Photon it will give, and its photon will have a frequency nu. Correct? Energy and frequency both are directly related, directly proportional. It is in indirect way telling about the energy. Frequency and energy both are directly related. And light is a stream of photon, don't forget. Then the difference of energy is emitted as a photon of frequency nu. Hence you can write h nu, that is energy. H nu is equal to E2 minus E1. When electron jump from E2 to E1, higher to lower, that time how much energy will come out? Then h nu. In the form of frequency it will come out. Nu is the frequency, h nu is the energy. Then h nu is equal to E2 minus E1. And now just value of E2 and value of E1 just to write. After that you will get the result. Then already I have discussed the expression for energy. Then here E2 that you can write K square 2 pi square m z square E4 divided by h square. That is the energy expression. Then in both energy this value will be common. Only n square value in the place of n square. You can write for second orbit you can write n2. For the first orbit you can write n1. Correct? For the second you write n2. In the place of n2. For the first n1 square. Then n2 square minus n1 square. Like that way, here you have to, what is common you keep outside, E2 minus E1. Both expression you put, only all thing will be common. Only in the place of n, you have to write for the E2 write n2 in the place of n. And because it is n square, down n square is there, hence n2 square you have to write. And for E1, all things will be the same, common. Outside you can write common things. Then you will get n1 square in the bracket, you will get 1 upon n2 square minus 1 upon n1 square. Because all things are common, you have kept outside. That is the k square minus k square 2 pi square m z square E4 divided by h square. This is common in both you can say energy for second you can say second orbit or first orbit, or higher or lower orbit. You can tell like that. This value will be common. Keep it outside. Then in bracket, what is the difference? That you write means 1 upon n2 square, higher energy level, minus 1 upon n1 square, lower energy level. That's enough. And after that you put the value, all value you put, k value you put, pi value you put, m value you put, z value you put, charge on electron value you put, h value you put, all value you can put. Correct? Then here you will get, after putting all this value, part by part also you can write 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught square is there. K square means what? K value is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Then you will get 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught square. And other things are same, 2 pi square me4 divided by h square, in bracket 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square. Now outside minus was there, that now you are not writing minus here. Inside just you write n2 was in the beginning, minus 1 upon n2 square minus 1 upon n1 square was there. Now just because minus you are removing, then minus will come plus. Then now n1 you write first, 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square. You can write, and z is equal to 1. For hydrogen for hydrogen atom, z is equal to 1. Then you are simplifying the formula. Then 1 upon 4 pi epsilon square, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught square into 2 pi square me4 divided by h square, in bracket 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square. In the beginning you were writing minus k square. Now minus you are not writing. Now only you have made a change. N1 you are writing first, N2 you are writing second. In the beginning N2 was beginning, N1 was in the last. Now you have reversed it because sign you have changed. Minus you are not writing, you have brought minus down. That's why it happened like that. N1 you are writing first and then N2. Then now you got H nu. H nu is equal to, you got this formula. Then now what you have to do, H was there, one H will cancelled out. Cause 2 pi square me4 h square was there, and here H nu is there. H will be cancelled out. Then you will get only nu. Nu is equal to, you got now 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught square into 2 pi square me4. It was actually here these things not cancel. H nu was there, na. This H you brought the right side, it become HQ. H square was there, down H square. Now H you wanted to calculate a new value, then you have to bring H right side, then H square will become HQ. It will not cancel, you have to bring it this side, or will cancel, then it will come only, it will remain only H. But here just to only first to calculate new value, then you have to bring it you can say right side down, then H square will become HQ. Otherwise if you want to cancel, then here only H will remain. Then new value expression you got in terms of HQ calculated. Now after that what you have to do, that nu is equal to what? Nu is equal to C upon lambda, velocity upon wavelength, that is the nu, means frequency. Frequency is equal to, now formula, in the place of nu you are writing C upon lambda. C is the velocity of light, lambda is wavelength. Then now this nu is equal to C upon lambda, you can write C into lambda bar also you can write. If you want to write in the term of wave number, wave number is equal to what? 1 upon a lambda. And C upon a lambda you can write is equal to C into lambda. Wave number you can write lambda bar wave number, you can write C upon lambda is equal to C into 1 upon lambda, and 1 upon lambda is equal to wave number, that is this nu bar, correct? Then now here what will be the nu bar? Then nu bar is equal to what? Easily you can calculate that in the place of nu In the place of new, you can write C into new bar. In the place of new, you can write C into new bar. Then new bar you want to calculate. Then new bar is equal to what? Now C again, it will come left, right side, down it will come. Along with the HQ, now C will come. HQ into C. Because what you got, expression, that was the new. Now in the place of new, it is C into lambda, C into wave number. Means new bar. Then new bar is equal to what? Just C bring you right side, down. Then you will get, all things will be the same. You will get HQC. Down you will get HQC. Then after that, now after writing all values, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught square, 2 pi square, me4 divided by HQC, this is a constant value. This is a constant value, that is called actually R. R means Rydberg constant. R means Rydberg constant, because all values are constant. 4 pi epsilon naught, 2 pi m e h q c, all are constant. Hence is a new constant R, capital R, that is called Rydberg constant. Correct? And now this the relation you got, new bar, that is the relation for H atom. H atom. New bar you got R into, in the bracket, 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square. That is the for H atom. And for hydrogen-like atom, just to multiply by Z square. All thing will be the same. The new bar is equal to R into Z square. Because inside a square is there, n1 square, n2 square. That's why you are writing Z square. You are multiplying it by Z square. RZ square. Correct? Then in bracket, 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square. That is the final result for H-like particles. Here you should understand R is equal to Rydberg constant is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught square into 2 pi square me4 divided by H3 HQC, H power 3 into C. This value is constant, and after putting all values you will get 109677 per centimeter, because it is a wave number, hence you are writing per centimeter. Then R value is equal to 109677 per centimeter. This question is also asked. Okay, then I have discussed all important relation, and you should remember all these relation, expression. This will help you in solving the numericals. And question in examination you can solve fast. And these relation, now you can see all the things, details is written, you can also understand. Okay, now I am stopping only here. Next class again we will meet with some tips for solving numerical problems. Thank you.